the crazy thing about goals, when you think about it, is the point of a goal is not to actually attain the goal. The point of setting a goal, rather, is simply to change your behavior. And the behavior is changed when you set a goal, when you actually set the goal, not in the attainment of the goal. By the time you've attained the goal, the behavior's already been changed. That's the interesting thing about setting goals. So for me right now, I'm looking to build a club that has 5,000 people in it, right? Right now, my club has 1,000 people in it. And what's been really interesting is since I set the goal, here are the things that I've learned, right? Originally, I was going live on Instagram on my phone, chatting to people. And that's really how I built the core foundation of my club. And when I built the first 500 people inside of my club, I built it just by going on Instagram, talking to people, and people signing up for the club that way. And then since setting the goal that I was going to build 5,000 club members, I built 500 extra, right? But that's not the point. The point is that since setting the goal that I'm going to build 5,000 club members, I've been forced into a situation where I'm learning new things. And that's the cool thing about goals is if you set a big goal, you kind of force your hand to have to grow, to have to learn. So to give an example, I've learned how to use streaming software. I've learned how to use better microphones and better lighting. I've learned how to set up automation via ManyChat to send out links to the clubs rather than sending them out individually. I've been learning Facebook ads and I've been growing in my understanding of what a pixel is, how that works, how that connects to your website and back to Facebook, how the analytics are calculated, and it's all growth. I'm comfortable putting myself in a space where I'm growing and I'm learning. And that's the thing about evidence is really you need to have faith, not evidence. What you actually need is faith. You need to have a delusional belief that you can create something when you don't yet have the evidence. And when you set the goal and you set a really big goal, what you're effectively saying to the universe is, I believe in the power of this to happen before I have the evidence. And that's the important thing. If you want to be a songwriter or you want to get better with money or you want to have a better relationship with your family, what you actually have to learn how to do is believe before you have the evidence. And this is the thing I see so many people who I coach struggle with, is they'll think, but Adam, I don't have the evidence to prove that I'm good with money. And I'll say, okay, but what is the belief I'm bad with money causing you to do right now? What behavior is that causing in you? And actually, if you had the belief I'm amazing with money, maybe that would start you on the path that you need to be on before you actually have the evidence that it's necessarily true. So you need to get comfortable and confident believing things before you have a right to believe them. Like I was telling people, because a little bit of my background, I was a songwriter. I just toured all over the world. I didn't know anything about online. I didn't know anything about social media for years and years and years. I just did gigs and I didn't even post on social media. I did one post when my album came out. Boom, album's out. That's it. I thought I'd done a lot of work. Now I'm posting 5 times a day about things that I did years ago, and I'm more confident and comfortable. I now have a lot of evidence that says I'm good at social media, right? Because the evidence says, well, I have 800,000 followers. I've quadrupled my business. I coach people on it. You know, I know what I'm doing with social media now. But when I started on the journey 3 years ago, I had no idea. I did not know what I was doing. I didn't know. And I had to have faith that I was going to find out through the process of making mistakes.